Hello students, I am Sunil Ranjan and I am an English teacher. Here I am with The Eve of St. Agnes as medieval romance. If you have subscribed to my channel, fine. If you haven't, do subscribe and we'll be together in future also. Now, The Eve of St. Agnes as medieval romance. Medievalism denotes the revival of interest in the Middle Ages. The interest in the Middle Ages was one of the most important characteristics of the Romantic movement. The Romantic poets found the life of the Middle Ages as highly inspiring to their poetic temperament. In fact, the Romantics were dissatisfied with the present. So they sought an ideal world of their dream in the Middle Ages. According to Pater, the romantic quality in literature is addition of strangeness to beauty. The romantic poets Coleridge, Scott, and Keats found this in the medieval life and legends. Keats had a special fascination for the medieval life. He found a special charm in the color and pageantry, magic and witchcraft, tales of love, adventure and chivalry of the Middle Ages. In a number of poems, Keats' love of medieval life is seen. In The Eve of St. Agnes, The Eve of St. Mark, La Belle Dame Sans Mercy, and a few other poems, he has recreated the medieval life with all its pomp and pageantry. Keats was not concerned with the religious life of the Middle Ages. He did not bother himself about the unquestioned supremacy of Christianity. He mainly dwelt upon the medieval superstitions. He was charmed by the supernatural and superstitious myths and legends of the Middle Ages. He tried to explore the mystery beneath the appearance of visible reality. Another notable aspect of Keats' medievalism is the cult of heroism. Keats was himself a lean and frail person. He derived a vicarious joy from the tales of heroism and love. But like Scott, he did not like to highlight the thrill and visible adventures of the heroes of the old. On the other hand, he dwelt upon passion and the romantic background of that passion rather than upon action and thrilling adventures. This can be seen in The Eve of St. Agnes, in which the note of passion rather than adventure of Porphyro is emphasized. Porphyro does not come like a traditional hero to have Madeline, but enters stealthily into the castle with his passionately burning heart. The same impression is created in the ballad La Belle Dame Sans Mercy. Keats recreates the medieval atmosphere through the story of the two lovers belonging to the warring families. Porphyro, the lover, gains access to the castle of his beloved Madeline at the risk of his life. Swords of his enemies would have pierced through his body had his presence in the castle become known. But, like the medieval hero, he elopes with the lady of his dreams. The Eve of St. Agnes was first published in 1820, along with La Belle Dame Sans Mercy, Isabella, and the five famous odes and Lamia and Hyperion. The story narrated in the poem is a simple one. It is the story of the elopement of two lovers, Porphyro and Madeline, who belong to two different families, hostile to each other. After the feast of St. Agnes, Madeline goes to her bedroom to sleep and dream. Porphyro steals into her bedroom and hides in a closet. As she dreams, he awakens her. Madeline is delighted to see her dream lover before her. Having convinced Madeline, Porphyro elopes with her. With his remarkable poetic excellence, Keats crafts the medieval spirit of romance and chivalry in the poem. The poem deals with the theme of romantic and idealistic love. Porphyro the lover has taken great risks to meet his lady. Madeline also wishes to dream of her future husband on the eve of Saint Agnes. Their love is presented as something divine. The poem encapsulates the entire spirit of medievalism with old castle, Gothic art, superstition, chivalry, and heroism. Above all, a sense of mystery and wonder. An important aspect of medievalism pervades the entire poem. Keats throws his imagination back to the medieval past and gives a medieval setting to a love story. There are all the medieval accessories: the adventurous knight, the beautiful love-long lady believing in the medieval legend of Saint Agnes. The medieval world is before the eyes of the reader. There is a wonderful picture of 1,000 heraldries, dim emblazonings, and a shield blushing with the blood of kings and queens. There is the baron who dreamed that night of witch and demon and many a woe. The poem opens with a picture of bitterly cold night. An ancient batesman returns from his prayer through an empty chapel. He hears the sound of music coming from a medieval castle, but continues on his way to say prayer for the soul of the sinner. In the castle, a celebratory feast is held on St. Agnes' Eve. All the knights and barons have arrived. There is a popular medieval superstition that on the eve of St. Agnes, one who performs certain rite will have the vision of her future husband. Believing this, Madeline goes to bed, preparing her mind to dream of her future husband. Porphyro, the lover, who makes hazardous journey to meet his beloved Madeline in the castle of his enemy. Porphyro himself plays upon the lute. In his poem, a complete picture of a cold night is depicted with the images of frozen grass, the limping hair, the shivering and the numb finger of the beadsman. Thus, a complete medieval environment is depicted. The poet not only makes use of typically medieval elements but also mentions medieval arts and crafts to give a medieval setting to the narrative. Words such as plume, tiara, carved angel, and Gothic window evoke the sheer beauty of the medieval castle. And the lines run. A casement high and triple arched there was, all garlanded with carven imageries of fruits and flowers and bunches of knot grass and diamonded with panes of quaint device. Then there are medieval curtains, the carvings of angels near the cornice. And these have been described very clearly. Moreover, the rich perfume and the perfect silence of Madeline's room, the fine description of Gothic chapel, and the various sceneries connected with the festival of St. Agnes' Eve all combine to create an atmosphere of medieval romance. His pictorial description of the Gothic window and art appeals to our eyes. Description of the sumptuous foods and drinks appeals to our senses. And the lines go. While he forth from the closet brought a heap of candied apple, quince and plum and gold, with jelly smoother than the creamy curd, and lucent syrups tinged with cinnamon. Now here, Madeline's bodice is fragrant and her bed is lavendered. The description of Madeline's body and her undressing is sensuous enough. There are plenty of songs that appeal to us. In Madeline's castle, a feast is going on. The silver trumpets are being played upon. There is also the music of clarion, the kettle drum, and the clarinet. In the Eve of St. Agnes, Keats used the Spenserian stanza, the stanza form used for a fairy tale. Thus Keats revived medievalism both in matter and manner. So here I end. I hope students you understood the text, and that was St. Agnes as a medieval romance, and I hope you felt that the language had been very easy for you to understand, and I wish you all the best. Do well in your examination, and if you have not subscribed, do subscribe so that we can be together in future. Thank you.